Welcome, literature lovers, to the program that pulls back the curtain on the brilliance of the stage. It's Literature Exposé with Omonigho and Stella, and I'm thrilled to be back with you for the part 2 of our deep dive into dramatic techniques. In today's episode, I'll break down how playwrights build and release tensions, controlling the very breath of the audience. Whether you're studying for an exam, writing your own masterpiece, or craving a deeper understanding of theatre, stick around, for this is where the magic happens. Before we dive in, please subscribe to this channel, turn on your notification bell, and after watching, leave your comments and your contributions down below. One of the dramatic techniques I'll be discussing is symbolism. In literature, symbolism is when a writer uses a real object, person, or place to stand for a deeper meaning or feeling. It helps the reader understand complex themes through simple things. In William Shakespeare's drama, Antony and Cleopatra, Rome symbolizes logic and duty, while Egypt symbolizes emotion and pleasure. The snake that Cleopatra uses to end her life symbolizes liberty and royal power. Instead of being taken to Rome, she chooses her own path. Stage directions is another dramatic technique. These are instructions written in a play script. They tell the actors how to move, how to speak, and what the stage should look like. These directions are usually written in italics or put in brackets. They are not spoken out loud by the actors. They are meant to guide the performance. In the play Once Upon an Elephant, for example, by Bosede Ademilua, stage directions are used to show the tension and the secret actions of the characters. In Act 1, when Serubawon is trying to convince Odejimi and Ogundele to accept Ajanaku as the new king, the script says he turns and goes in. This shows that the character is to do what is written in brackets. Stage directions are important because they set the scenes in a play, show emotions, help you visualize or see the play in your mind even if you are not watching it in a theater. Mime is a way of acting without using any words. Instead of speaking, the actors use their body movements, hand gestures, and facial expressions to tell a story or show an action. Put in simple terms, it is silent acting. In Efua Sutherland's play, The Marriage of Anansewa, mime is used very often to make the story funny and show what is happening in the community. In the opening part of the play, the actors on stage perform mime without speaking. They move their hands to show they are sorting letters, stamping envelopes, and delivering mails as staff of a post office. Mime is a powerful dramatic technique because it forces the audience to use their imagination. Since there are no words or real objects, the audience is compelled to see the story through the actors' movements. Narrator/chorus as dramatic techniques is when a narrator or storyteller is the person who tells the story to the audience. In some plays, a chorus is a group of people who speak or sing to comment on what is happening. In The Marriage of Anansewa by Efua Sutherland, for example, the two roles are combined into a unique storytelling style called Anansegoro. At the beginning of the play, the narrator sets the scene by explaining Ananse's poverty and his clever plan to marry his daughter to 4 different chiefs to get their money. He makes sure the audience understands Ananse's web spinning. The players, on the other hand, act as the chorus. They are a group of actors who are always on the stage. They perform musical interludes called mbogo. They also sing, dance, and use mime to react to the story. They represent the community watching Ananse's actions in the play. Conflict is also an important dramatic technique. It is a struggle or disagreement between two opposing forces. In a play, conflict is what makes a story exciting because it creates a problem that characters must solve. There are two main types of conflicts: the external and the internal conflict. The external conflict is a struggle between a character and an outside force, like another person or the law, while internal conflict is a struggle inside a character's own mind, like trying to make a difficult choice between two feelings. An example of conflict can be drawn from the drama A Man for All Seasons by Robert Bolt. The story is built on a massive conflict involving Sir Thomas More. The external conflict is when King Henry VIII wants to divorce his wife and marry someone else. He passes a law saying he is the head of the church and demands that Thomas More sign an oath agreeing to this. Thomas More refuses because it goes against his religious laws. This creates a battle between the power of the king and the silence of Thomas More. The internal conflict: Thomas More is torn inside his heart. He loves his life, his family, and his king. He does not want to die. However, he believes that if he signs the oath, he will lose his own soul. Therefore, he has to choose between saving his life or saving his conscience. Without conflict, there is no drama. In A Man for All Seasons, the conflict shows us that Thomas More is a man for all seasons because he stays true to his principles even when the world around him changes and becomes dangerous. Climax as a dramatic technique is the most exciting or important part of a story. It is the turning point where the tension is at its highest. The main problem reaches its peak. After the climax, the story usually begins to wrap up and the characters see the results of their actions. In the play An Inspector Calls by J.B. Priestley, for example, the highest tension occurs when Eric Berlin is questioned and he confesses that he is the father of the dead girl's unborn baby and that he stole money from his father to help her. The Berlin family is shocked as all the secrets are finally out in the open. But just after the family thinks the inspector was a hoax and they are safe, the phone suddenly rings. Mr. Berlin answers and learns that a real girl had died and a real inspector is on his way. This is the ultimate peak of the drama because it forces the Berlin family to face the truth they tried to ignore. The final dramatic technique to be discussed in this episode is denouement. Denouement is a French word meaning to unite. It is the very end of a story. It comes after the climax. It is the part where all the secrets are explained and what happens to the characters are shown now that the battle is over. In Once Upon an Elephant by Bosede Ademiloa, for instance, the climax is the violent downfall of the tyrant King Ajanaku. The denouement follows immediately after he is defeated to show the new normal for the village. Denouement is important in a play because it answers the audience's final questions. It lets the audience relax after the high stress of the climax.